Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my friends around the globe. This is the experiment. I'm your host, Joe Soro, and the impromptu shows continue, but we will be doing more scheduled shows as the NFL has kicked off and as the playoffs come about in baseball, as well as training camp starts to eat closer and closer for the Lakers. So we got a line here for everyone tonight, and some good, some bad. I kind of enjoyed the game tonight, the NFL game. Unfortunately, lightning came in at the worst moment and kind of put a damper on the evening, and it just didn't look like the teams were able to kind of finish off the game with the momentum they had before the stoppage. So, not a bad start on my fantasy football league, though. I had a kicker that got me 13 points, so I got that going for me. But other than that, it's been a 50-50 type evening in the world of sports. The Dodgers obviously being the Dodgers have done two things very, very, very badly this year. Something that they've been doing very badly that shows not a good squad in any way, because everyone seems to think that this started in July. That's not true. They've been bad all year on the road, and they've been bad all year against substandard teams. So the first two things that define a great team is beating the teams that they should beat on a regular basis and being able to win on the road. And the Dodgers have been dog shit in both all year, even when they were playing quote unquote well. And while it's convenient to always go after the coach slash manager, in this case, I don't. What else could you do? What else could you do? Because everything in LA, everything that the Dodger organization has done in the last 10 months has set up this team to win. They signed guys to be important players. They've signed important players to be depth. They brought up guys that are performing, rookie pitchers, certain rookie hitters, and position players. They've got the formula of everything you would want for a run of being one of the best teams in the majors, if not the best. And unfortunately, they're playing like a team that's playing in Pittsburgh or Baltimore or Miami, and it doesn't look like there's a lot of urgency there. I think there's a lot of uh, I used the P word a lot in the last a couple shows ago. I'm not going to do that tonight, and I'm going to try to stay away from that word a little bit because I know the algorithms don't like it on YouTube. But this team has shown the heart of their leader, and we had a reprieve. At least I did. There was a reprieve for a while there due to them winning last year, and Dave Roberts pressing the right buttons for the first time ever in my Dave Roberts viewing life. But Dave Roberts seems to have scaled back, just degenerated absolutely horribly this season. He's managing like he would normally manage in the playoffs, barring the 2024 run. And the question I had a couple shows ago was, is there someone out there better? I want to know that. Is there someone out there better? Because I don't want to go into that part of the discussion when my teams are losing and just blame uh, the coach, because I just feel like sometimes that's a little too cliche, right? And what is it? What is it? What is it that's going on here? What is it? Are we gonna have to wait till this thing is done this year before we really know? And is baseball allowing managers to be managers? Because we've known that Dave Roberts has been a extension of what every manager is in the major leagues, and that is the extension of the analytics upstairs, right? They're all doing the same things. So that's where that question becomes even more important to ask. If every team is doing the same thing, then how do you separate yourself from the pack? Don't you have to do something a little different? You can still use the basic stuff, but what about the other stuff, the stuff you can't put in numbers? And whether, hey Craig, how you doing? But uh, what else does a manager bring to the clubhouse, to the game, to the players? What is it? And today, you look at how it ended today, and this is not the first time, by the way, that I've seen this. Seen it several times, and I kept telling you, I kept telling you guys, and I kept telling a lot of people in and around the circles when they were letting those, when Dave Roberts was letting was wave the white flag on a lot of those early games to Miami. I don't keep wanting to say Florida for some reason. I don't know why. Miami, Houston, uh, the A's, to those horrible teams, the A's and Miami, to those kind of teams, and then allowing Houston to kill you 18-1 at home. It sets bad habits. Did I not tell you that I was going to set bad habits? This is the result of that. And there's no doubt, and there's no one that can't convince, there's no one that will ever convince me that Dave Roberts is as soft as cotton. He is a soft man. He is indicative of the current culture of society. Someone who caters, who's nice, who doesn't want to press too many buttons. And then once in a while, he'll probably get pissed and stomp his feet. But I'm going to be straight with be straight with you guys. Dave Roberts tried to act like a tough guy in front of me. I'd probably just sit there and laugh because that's not really who he is. He's a soft, nice man, and in a lot of ways weak. And you can get by in the world these days like that. The world has changed. You can be weak, you can be soft, you're protected by the authorities, you're protected by lawyers, you're protected by a country, whatever. But he is as weak and soft as anything you will see in society. Absolutely soft and weak. And these are the moments where you really see it. So, who's out there that could come to the Dodgers understanding that they're going to have every resource possible? See, and that's the other thing about this that that needs to be made to understand. This isn't college sports. College sports has changed. The NIL has changed the landscape of a lot of things. It's run out all the great coaches, Nick Saban, Mike Krzyzewski. And it's funny, I can't help but to compare Dave Roberts to Kalen DeBoer out in Alabama. He brought his Starbucks Northwest flavor to Alabama, and you're seeing the results of that. What is it? 4 losses already, and not even 2 years of coaching at Alabama to non-ranked teams. That comes from, again, the same space that I'm telling you about. Because we all know Nick Saban was never soft. We know that man was prepared. He was not soft, and he demanded and got and was able to communicate exactly what he wanted. Game in, game out, practice after practice, interview after interview. That, my friends, is a man. And that is a strong man. And that is a strong leader. And I hate to compare anyone to Nick Saban, but I don't know what else to do because it's Nick Saban, and then who else? Who else is out there that has that kind of presence? Where are these guys? There were at least a few out there during even the old days, the 90s, the 80s, the 70s. I feel like we're just watching the same bland cookie everywhere. And what's making it worse is this is off a $350 million payroll. This is coming off a championship. You had the depth. You have the stars. You have the pitching. And then there was excuses. The excuse machine. You always can tell who the strong people are by the excuse machine. And there was no bigger excuses than those coming out of LA, and a lot of fans too. And I'll admit sometimes I fall into that little path, but that's me talking myself into not being what I really am because it's draining to people. It's draining. I'm the wrath of truth. And if I was on 24/7 with that, it would be very hard for people to handle it. People cannot handle the truth. There's a few people that can handle it, but it's just not possible in the outside world. I can do it at home and I could do it around my friends because they know who I am. And they became friends with me and they become family with me because of it. The wrath of truth. The wrath of truth based off of the results of what you see. Not feelings, not hope, not optimism, none of that shit. I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic all the time. But when things don't play out, when the results are not there, you have to tell the truth. So there is no other way to look at this. I want to know. I want a baseball person to tell me to make it have a little bit of credibility maybe. I want to know. I want to know, is there a manager? Are managers allowed to do anything? And even if they're not, from an X's and O's standpoint, what is their other job? Shouldn't it be making sure your team is mentally ready to play every game? Especially when you have the talent that you have. If you're not doing that, then what's your purpose in the dugout, in the clubhouse? What is it? So, first and foremost, I want to know, is there someone out there that you can campaign for or be able to have a talent scout find this person and say this person has the talent to communicate and to be able to make credible responses to a bunch of Hall of Fame players and a bunch of really good players with the highest payroll in sports and make them play like they're trying to earn a living. Because that's what this team needs. You want to be a dynasty? You want to be a dynasty? You have to have that. You have to. And I don't want to hear about, oh, it's baseball. What about the Yankees in the late 90s? It wasn't baseball then either? They won 4 championships in 5 seasons. That's what this team should be doing. So we're going to find out here in about a month, maybe less than a month. Well, a month. I know where I would have gone no matter what years ago though. I'm not a Dave Roberts fan, and I have very good friends of ours here. You guys know some of them that have, I guess, supported him to the point where they're trying to push him to something that he is never going to be. I mean, I heard terms like Hall of Famer. Sorry, EJ, but I'm sorry. Even 6 months ago, before all this started happening, he was not a Hall of Famer. That's not a Hall of Fame manager. Never was. There's been plenty of multi-winning managers slash coaches that were not that good. George Seifert is one. He won 2 championships. I wouldn't consider him a great coach. And there's several coaches that have won championships that I felt were overrated and were given more credit than they should have. Getting into the Hall of Fame, we've diluted greatness. Greatness is results driven. So I'll go back to Nick Saban again. Nick Saban not only won, but he created men in an area where it was hard to make men, especially the last 5 to 10 years. Those campuses were a disease in a lot of ways from the curriculum, from the professors. And here you have Nick Saban, who at probably one of the worst times in those areas where he had to also factor that into communication with these young men, and he made those guys men. And yet we have professional athletes and professional managers slash coaches that can't do that to real men, grown ass men. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that it's come to this. Winning one championship right now within the last year and change, winning a championship in 2020. Again, you lost in 21, 22, 23 with very good teams. Your team won 111 games in 2022, and you only won one playoff game. You won 0 playoff games in 2023. I give a little bit of leeway on the 2021 year because that, in fact, was after a COVID year, and there was a lot of emotional stuff going on, a quicker season, blah, blah, blah. But now you don't have any excuses. And I first need to have that question answered. I really would want to know that as an owner or as a observer. Is there somebody out there that can teach and coach and manage a group and keep them consistently focused through a decade-long possible dynasty? That's what you created this for. This isn't the Seattle Mariners where they just want to get at least 88 wins so they can cover their nut. The Dodgers were built to be a dynasty. They gave Shohei Ohtani $700 million to be a dynasty. Shohei came to LA to be a part of a dynasty. Players took less money to sign with the Dodgers this last summer to win a championship and be part of a dynasty, at least a small one, before they head out. And you've returned that with what a Kansas City Royals team would be doing with $50 to $80 million payroll. That's embarrassing. At what point do you get embarrassed? I'd be embarrassed. I'm embarrassed as a fan. How do you look yourself in the mirror? Soft is important in life. Soft is important in sports in timely situations. It shouldn't be your identity. It should never be your identity. You're soft when you need to be soft. Your kid gets hurt, be gentle. Your wife is stressed, your spouse, be gentle in those rare moments where people break. I get that. Trust me. That makes sense. But there should never be a softness in this setup. You need to get up and be men. And if the men aren't being men and you're the leader, whether it's your fault or not directly it has no bearing to this. It's your job. It's your job to make sure your team is ready to play in the most stressful, and I say stressful, sports stress, not real stress, the most stressful situations. Play on the road, playing a back-to-back, playing 16 days in a row, playing 5 days in a row, whatever. That's your job. That's why this front office got you all these players, got you all this depth. You're supposed to figure that out. If you can't get this done with all these resources, then what are you good for? Are you going to just all of a sudden turn it on in the playoffs? I hope so. And I'm on record to say, if this is how they end up going into the playoffs and they make a run in the playoffs and then win it all, then I won't say anything next year. I won't. Even if they are 500 and win the division next year, I won't say anything. But I've seen this movie before. It's ahead of where it usually is. This is classic Dave Roberts run team. He just usually would do it in the playoffs, except with exception of really one season. The 2020 season was a short season, and even in that run, I Kevin Cash pulled a Dave Roberts and pretty much gave the Dodgers the World Series in that series. And I'm not downgrading the title. I'm just saying they didn't win that championship because of Dave Roberts. So that's it. Soft, unacceptable. Unacceptable. And they go into Baltimore tomorrow, playing another dud team. And I guess we wait and see if they're going to wait till the sixth fucking inning to score again, or seventh or ninth. These guys don't seem to like to score in consistent ways. They love 2 on, no out, and not getting a goddamn run. So I will say this. You have to, if I'm Andrew Friedman, I'm looking for a manager right now. I'm doing a thorough investigation or getting it prepped. It's crazy to say that considering he's just signed an extension, but you have too much money allocated to this thing to have Dave Roberts do Dave Roberts things right now. I can't deal with this. I just can't. Someone, and if anyone should be able to trailblaze this, is I'd like to see the Dodgers go find a manager that's next level management. Someone where he'd come in and like, oh man, this guy is changing how you manage in this era. When are we going to get that? We have that in football all the time. We have that in basketball all the time, right? When D'Antoni came in, 7 seconds or less. Not so much now, I guess, in basketball. It's all 3-point shots. You know, basketball's kind of turned into baseball in a lot of ways, right? Analytics say just shoot threes, shoot threes, shoot threes. But football, no. You get those genius play callers, right? Sirianni in Philly. O'Connell out in Minnesota, the quarterback whisperer. You know, you have that in football. I'd like to see baseball get those guys now. And I think the Dodgers need to start doing that. They need to go find a manager that can click, that knows how to motivate and keep the team focused and playing well, instead of playing like a bunch of soft, sappy, white flag throwing quitters, which is what Dave Roberts is. He quit again today, and it cost him. Rorvet was replaced rushing because Dave Roberts waved the flag, and then the Dodgers end up scoring 3 runs in the top of the ninth. We're down 5-0. Now it's 5-3, and then the worst possible time to have someone that is batting point. I don't know what the hell it is with this team employing .0 whatever batters on this team. Whether it's bad timing or not, it seems to be a normal thing for Dave Roberts. He waved the right flag as soon as they got a chance to start doing something. The one player that you could have used to actually give Ohtani a shot, you set him down. And you put the third catcher in there because Rushing's been playing so much this year. He needed a rest. Rest. Soft. What has that gotten you, Dave? Being soft all year. I'll tell you what it's gotten you, dick. You're soft, you're weak, and you should not be managing the Dodgers as far as I'm concerned. You better make a run in the playoffs. You better make a run, or you better last this month. Let's just put it that way first. We got to get past the month first. San Diego's doing you a favor They're trying to give you the division, and you're just sitting there playing with your balls, waving the white flag. Keep waving the white flag in September. Seriously, one of the softest coaches I've ever seen in sports. One of the softest coaches I've ever seen in sports that has the modern day Titanic. He's the captain. He's the skipper of the modern day Titanic, and this is how he manages. So that's it. It's not going to happen. They're not going to fire Dave if they lose. They just signed him an extension. I don't see it happening, but it's sad. It's sad that it's sad that this team can't be one of the all-time greats when they set this up to be an all-time great team. It sucks. It really does. Let me get to some of your comments. Sorry, guys. Usually my opener isn't that long, but I felt like I had to say something. I got Vegas money on the Dodgers to win it all, but I'm getting nervous now. Well, I'm sure the odds weren't that high, so you probably didn't lose much. Did you, Intel? Let's get 200 subscribers, guys. Please tell all your friends, family about the great podcast. Thank you so much, my friend. It will get there. Dick Roberts should... so wasn't that a character in a movie? Dick Roberts should have been gone a long time ago. I agree 100%. Oh, you meant Dave. Sure you did. His decision making has been off. Keep playing, guys. Batting 1.8. Yeah, it's the Conforto thing. I was willing to. There is two sides to the coin there. The playing left field and the fact that the Dodgers had some injuries and hoping that he would get out of his slump. But my issue is what happened today when Rushing was taken out. And then you put in Rorvet, who's batting below 100. Yeah, stupid, absolutely stupid. I'm going to say what everyone here is thinking, but won't say we are not that good. We are very good, Intel. It's a bad driver. Dodgers won World Series in spite of him. Well, I can't say that. I thought his management of the bullpen was pretty amazing, considering this is the first time last year where I saw bullpen games win a World Series. I don't think we've ever seen that before. I haven't. Might have happened in the 30s or 40s, maybe. I don't know, at some point. I don't know. I don't think so. But Dave Roberts was masterful in the bullpen starter last year during their run. He had his best managing in that run, without a doubt. Really, the last 2 months. Maybe even almost 3. But what is it? What do they say? The sun shines on a dog's ass every now and then. Problem is consistency. Anybody can win once on occasion. Anyone. Can you keep it consistent? Dave Roberts started twerking on. That was bad. Oh, that's on tape forever too. He should have never done that. And see, and that those are the little things that kind of give you that vibe too. Like, I saw him do that. I'm like, this guy's such a freaking dweeb. I mean, how does this guy even like have a, like, does he really like, how did this, I don't know. He's goofy. He's always been goofy. Bring in a catcher who's hitting point. Yeah. Replace Rushing and that was pretty bad. That was one of the worst decisions that he could have made. And that's not the first time he's done it. Dodgers are frauds. Can't go back-to-back fraud champions. Fake. That's the last time I'll show your post. So you can leave now because you got your fill already. You have the same commentary every day. So you can go fake yourself out by yourself. Weak and soft, and it shows up in their play. Dodgers play weak and soft. They're weak. They're weak and soft, just like their manager. That's what it comes from. It's sad that they have to be that based off that. It's kind of a cop out, isn't it? Like, you're grown men, you should be playing better. But then what else? What else is there? And this is not an isolated situation. This isn't a 2025 issue. This has happened in the past. It just would happen at the worst times. This is the first time I've seen it happen in a regular season like this. That catcher's a bum. Why did he? Depth and rest, I guess. I don't know. They got to rest everybody all freaking day. I know that Will Smith got hurt, but did you really need to? Did you have to take Rushing out? I know you need a backup catcher because Will is out, but did you have to take Rushing out? The guy plays twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. He didn't need any rest. Play it out. Why didn't Nick ever go into the NFL? Nick who? Dodgers are trash. I thought they were repeating. Oh, shoot. I forgot this asshole's still here. Doc seems very feminine to me. He is. Why not bring up Brian Ward? Give him a chance. At some point, Gregory, they're bringing everybody up. They brought up how many people up, and how much more do you bring up at this point? How is it going to help? I don't know. I don't think bringing up is. This team was set up to win 100+ games, not have to worry about bringing up guys up. To be honest with you, Betts, Freeman, and yes, even Otani are not even there. Yeah, it's just not good. It's not good, and there's no leader on that team that's a player apparently, for some weird reason. Not Kershaw, not Freeman, no one. Why doesn't Magic Johnson give this team a talk? He's a 5-time champ. I don't think Magic Johnson is going to get a lot of credibility in a clubhouse. Plus, Magic's not really articulate. I can't stand Dick Roberts. See, I knew you didn't mean that. I knew you meant to say Dick. Mark, what's up, Eb? What's up, bud? Okay, this team is very soft, Joe. No killer instinct. I'm worried if we eke out another title this year, they might transfer it into July. I'll tell you what, if they eke out a title this year, I'm not going to complain. I'll put it on record right now on September 4th. I am, even if they go 500 next year, I'm not going to complain. You get a championship, and I'll shut up. Maybe they don't mirrors. I'm on record to fire Dave after the season. I'm with you there, Gregory, if they don't win. Trey Teo. I'm kind of wondering if that's the problem with Teo is maybe Dave Roberts, but they're not saying anything. Certainly would make sense, wouldn't it? Even if Dodgers win division, we're in a wild card matchup. Yeah, so wild card matchup means they gotta win 2 out of 3, and they haven't played teams that are marginal very well this year. So are they really going to lose in the wild card series after all this? That would, to me, that he'd be fired right after that loss. Honestly, he wouldn't even make the interviews at that point. I'm like, Dave Roberts has been relieved of his duties. I'm convinced Dick Roberts is not a man. He might be a Pontiac. Come on, man. Guy's got a wife and kid, man. Come on. I don't want to make it personal. Dave Roberts sucks. They decided to play in the 9th, of course. And, of course, they took half the team out, right? Dave, not a leader of men. Yeah, he's just not. It's a crime for Roberts coaching the next game. This season has been a travesty. I agree, considering the fact that they're supposed to be one of the greatest teams ever. You mean a transvesti? I've never heard it pronounced transvesti before. That's a pretty good inventive one. You should trademark that, Intel. Trademark it, and I'll drink to it. We got swept against the Angels, Pirates. It's not just we got swept by the Angels. We got swept by the Angels twice. Then you got swept by the Pirates. And for all we know, they're going to get swept by Baltimore. They have sucked on the road, and they've sucked against sucky teams. Dude, they split against Colorado. They're going to be the second worst team ever in Major League Baseball if they keep doing what they're doing. They still can get out of the rut. Actually, they have a better record than the Dodgers since the All-Star break, by the way. Just move Dave up to the. I wouldn't want him. I don't want him anywhere. I wouldn't want him anywhere. I would not want him anywhere. Angels, Pirates, Brewers, Astros swept the Dodgers. Yeah, the Brewers sweeping after the Astros. Brewers swept them at home, and Astros swept. They got their ass kicked at home, and it sweeps by these teams, and that's where their manhood was taken away. That's where the softness really, really showed itself. No balls. Rushing is under 25 years old. It's got a lot of room to improve, man. A lot of room to improve. Yet he needs to sit him down because he's got to rest, right? Or whatever it is, whatever the reason was. Dick Roberts is very feminine. Did you see him twerk? Oh, I already talked about that. Another team swept them. They've been swept, and they've been shut out 8 times this year. 5 since the All-Star break, I think. CD blew the chances of Cowboys winning at the end, Joe. If you didn't, well, yeah, I saw it, man. I saw it. The Cowboys had a nice rhythm going. Obviously, we knew they were going to struggle on defense with their boy gone to the Packers, and I'm not the one that's getting on Jerry for that. I think Chris Collinsworth had mentioned this on the telecast, where you have to understand something, guys. I'm not saying Jerry's not at fault why the Cowboys haven't been to at least a conference championship since 1996, but the point of the discussion is you have to understand the economics of this, guys. There's a hard cap in the NFL. If they had paid him what he wanted, you would have allocated almost half the salary cap to just 3 players on that team. Remember, Dak gets paid a lot of money. So you can't, you got to understand that the economics in football is completely different. Football is completely different. And you could not pay Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, these guys to cover almost half the salary cap. Otherwise, you're playing with minimum players and a few guys that can play ball. But with that, if Parsons had played tonight, I don't think Philadelphia would have been as potent, even though they are the champs and they're playing at home. He might have given Jalen Hurts a little bit of a headache, enough to maybe probably eke out a win. But the lightning storm, I think, took the wind out of everybody in that game, and no one was really able to recover. So I'm not going to blame the weather all the way through, but it did play a factor in the fact that they kind of got zapped, pardon the pun, from the lightning. We feel your pain, Joe. Tommy Lasorda wouldn't. Oh man, I think about Tommy a lot. I've thought about Tommy a lot this summer. Man, Tommy would have been great. Oof, Tommy would have been so good. I don't know if these guys would have been able to handle Tommy though. Tommy would have ripped them to shreds, and I don't know if any of them would get back. Yeah. I would have loved to have seen a young Tommy Lasorda manage a team like this. I think you'd see a run like Nick Saban at Alabama. I really do. Because Tommy would have probably adapted a little bit to today's game, but still kept the fire, much like Nick Saban did. So I'm pretty optimistic that had there been a current Tommy Lasorda type, I think that would have been the perfect manager. I think that is the perfect manager, someone that could have the fierceness, but with also the knowledge of the economic, the analytics of today's game to boot, and being able to kind of push the right buttons when you need to. So, God rest his soul, man. Tommy was definitely one of a kind, and I'm glad that he was successful in guiding my favorite team, and as long as he did. They had bases loaded, no outs. Yeah, that has been happening a lot, and a lot of that is dictated on how you manage the batter. I don't know if this guy manages the bats. There's so many times where I'll see batters swing at a third pitch on after going 2-0 on a pitch and going, "What the hell are you doing? Let them throw the damn strike. Make them throw strikes, especially when you have 2 on and no outs." And then you see a double play that absolutely destroys everything. They've been doing that like crazy this year. I've seen nothing but double plays all year at crucial moments. Suck it, fake. I know you're talking to. You got too many guys batting, and yeah. Am I going backwards here, or did I start? Was there a repeat on something here? I don't know. Same old post game interviews. We got to play harder. Blah, blah, blah. I don't even watch them anymore. It turned into the Laker post-game stuff. I stopped listening to JJ Redick last year, right around January. I couldn't listen to him anymore. I think those interviews are a useless time of life, absolutely useless. So I don't know. Whatever. Drip Show, once again, folks, representing Drip Show's gear, the best gear that I've been wearing here in a long time. And then we got the Shohei over there. Got the Kobe right there. I mean, come on, man. You can't get much more greatness than Shohei, Kobe, and the Drip Show. It's like the Holy Trinity. It's like the Holy Trinity. Otani, Kobe, Drip Show. Holy Trinity, baby. Put that in your drink. Put that in your drink and enjoy it. Flip the switch already. Yeah, flip the switch. I don't think they're. I think that switch is 100 feet away, and they're paralyzed. Sup, Joey? Great man. Hey, Mark, you're great, and you'll always be great. Oh, Aaron. Aaron is here with the history. That's what I love about Aaron. Aaron knows his history. So, the Cardinals won a World Series in 2006 that they likely should not have won. Matter of fact, they shouldn't have won in 2011 either. But they eked out a win. They eked out a win in those 2 years, and a lot of that had to do with the fact that Tony La Russa was their manager, one of the great managers of our era. So, are we going to have a chance at getting that? Dave Roberts has never shown that he can be that guy in drastic moments. A little bit of it last year, just a little bit, when Glasnow got taken out for the year in Atlanta, and they lost a few games, and then they kind of sacked up and finished the year strong. And then, of course, he made a good run there in the playoffs. But this is not about one run, guys. This $350 million setup is not supposed to be for a one title win. This team is supposed to go back to back. And if they don't win this year, in my view, he should be gone. And you have to bring someone here that changes the game, that reinvents something, reinvigorates it. Because this softness is tired. It is tired and it is boring. 2000. See, Aaron, keep them coming, baby. We got some good setups here for that. Crazy shit can still happen. I hope so. He got the extension. I'm managing like I don't care. I know he cares. He just is not good enough to care to do it right. Okay, here's Doug Davis. Doug, I'm gonna post this one time, and if this thing's stupid, it'll be the last time tonight. 2 straight losses to the Diamondbacks, now a sweep by the Pirates. We don't need a history lesson. We already know. We watched the games. Dodgers are cooked. Padres will take the division. Okay, good. You're done for the night. Bring in Utley if Dave is gone after this year. Ooh. Chase Utley. I did not think of that. That's a good one. What do you think, Gerald? Chase Utley, manager of the Dodgers?
I like it.
Huh.
I think your instinct last year about how you just, were just very hard on Dave Roberts. I think your first impressions were much more spot on. But you kind of gave him a grace period, obviously, because he won the championship and all that. But I think a lot of people were just overlooking the fact that, even he couldn't ruin that much talent that the Dodgers were bringing to the table. But now it looks like you guys have some flaws, that the Dodgers have some flaws with their hitting and their bullpen issues. So with that, I think that we're seeing that the clubhouse is just not responding to Dave Roberts like they used to. And we go right back to, you guys hating Dave Roberts once again. So,
well, it's also got some more steam behind it now. What's going on with Teo? Why is Teo playing? Why is he Cadillacing it?
I hope it's not the new contract syndrome, Joe. I really hope
is it
it's
though?
not.
Because he came out of the gate. He was on pace to have 120 RBIs before he hurt himself. People who are comfortable with their contract don't come out the gate the way they did. I believe there's something going on with Dave Roberts and his inability to communicate, or something's getting rubbed the wrong way. Because a guy like Teo, who's helped someone like Andy Pages do what he's doing, created this energy in the dugout that I would say last year he was actually the leader of the team last year. He was the number one leader in terms of the roster. So what is it? Why all of a sudden a guy that went from having an amazing year and played a huge part in why they won, got his money, came out the gate. I mean, he had 50 RBIs in like 40 games. Guys don't do that if they're comfortable with their money. They come out like dogs right out of the gate. He came out ready to be an all-star starter. Something happened, and something is happening, and I believe it's coming from Dave Roberts. Something is out of control. Something ain't working. And this is not the first time. Usually Dave Roberts does this when at the end of the year. Now, I'd be more than happy to see a switch if he sucks in the regular season and all of a sudden turns it on in the playoffs and they win a championship. I said it. Next year, I won't say a thing, even if they go 500. But that better happen. Just saying, that better happen.
But they need something, Joe. They need a spark. They need a spark.
I don't know about that, Gregory. I don't know about David Ross. I know that managing in baseball is never easy. Even back in the day, you'll see a lot of good managers manage 4 or 5 teams in their careers. I get that, but I don't know if David Ross is. The Dodgers need to find someone new. They need to find some kind of guy that's mastered both the ability to keep guys, to harden guys, and communicate with them in a 2025 realm. That's where I'm at with that. See, it's easy to do that in Milwaukee, Gregory. Those guys are all they're regular dudes. This is a completely different team. The Dodgers have high-prized, Hall of Fame, just out of this world talent, and you have very, very good players around them. And there's a lot of pressure here. You have to be able to handle that. All those people who thought Phil Jackson won only because he had Michael and Kobe and Shaq. Sometimes you know how hard it is to coach Shaq? Go ask Brian Winters. Go ask Stan Van Gundy. Go ask Pat Riley. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal was an immature, just schlep his entire career practically. Pat Riley traded his ass to Phoenix because he was a malcontent, even as that late in his career. That's some of the stuff that I've had to explain to people. I'm like, well, Shaq, the only reason why Kobe won was because of Shaq. I'm like, do you guys even know who Shaq is? Did you guys not see how Shaq would respond to a little bit of disturbance or irritation? Shaq was not good at dealing with it. He got out of it eventually, but he needed help. Shaq needed help too. He needed someone to save his ass in those games he fouled out in. And he didn't foul out in game 77 in the regular season or game 55. I'm not talking about those games. I'm talking about game 4 in the finals. I'm talking about game 3 in the finals. And each of those games were pivotal wins that changed the series, that essentially put the series in motion for the Lakers to win. Shaq practically got 2 fouls every single game in Sacramento in those series within the first 5 minutes on the road. Every game. Who do you think bailed him out all that time? Who do you think was still there? The Tooth Fairy? It's still a team sport. Attitude matters. Attitude matters. How guys get communicated with matter. How those stars react to things matter. So, Aaron has been absolutely on fire. Justin Turner as a hitting coach. I'll tell you what, man. I love Justin Turner. I mean, I can't it'd be hard to say how much I can love a guy that I've never met. Seriously. Justin Turner could arguably be one of the best Dodgers of the last 25 years, just from not just because of not talent wise. Obviously, you have Freddie Freeman and Mookie, but I'm talking about when you encompass everything in a Dodger. Justin Turner was everything. He was clutch. He was good. He was teammates good. City. I mean, Justin Turner is one of my favorites, if not my favorite Dodger of this last this century, without a doubt. I totally see Justin Turner being a manager at some point in his career. He has that ability. Being a hitting coach, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, sure. He could probably start there once he decides to retire. But I would love to see Justin Turner managing the Dodgers in the future. I think that would be kind of cool.
I agree. I think he has that fire that would, like for right now, like I said, just a fresh voice. I hate to use that proverbial saying, fresh voice in the locker room, et cetera, but I really think right now the Dodgers could use it.
No, I think it's warranted here because you're talking about a manager that's been here for almost a decade.
It's so cliche, though, Joe. When you say it, though, it's just so. But I think, like you said,
but
I don't know. I don't have any other alternatives.
There isn't an alternative. There's too much. There's too many holes in a team that shouldn't have that many holes. If these guys were, go ahead.
I was going to say, Doug Davis, like, you guarantee the Yanks are winning this year. I'm in Vegas. I could direct you to many sports books that will take your bet. Put your money where your mouth is. If you guarantee that, bet on it. Put your money there. There you go. All right, go ahead, Shaw. Sorry, Joe.
It's okay. Wow, yes, Utley, does he have any experience with Guggenheim? Go for it. A lot of these guys, do you know baseball? Maybe not managing. I don't know. I don't even know if Utley wants to manage, but there needs to be some kind of thorough scouting in this. There needs to be some thorough decision making in what is going to be needed to have a great manager. Someone, I believe if I was running this, I would have a staff put together that says we need to find someone that can communicate the way Nick Saban communicated with today's athlete. He was mean. He was direct. He was respectful. He loved his players, and he created the results from that. You can be mean and still respect and love your players, and they will love you back. That is possible. He made it possible in today's world. Krzyzewski did the same thing. They're out. There's going to be something out there. Baseball needs that next one. Who is that one? Who is it? I want to know. And that's what I would do. I would try to put together a staff that finds the next guy that can do those things. You'd have to be very thorough. Psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever. Who is this guy? Where can we find them and get them here so that we can go on and try to see if this team can coherently play baseball the way they're supposed to. I'm not saying they're going to win every season. I'm not saying that. But there's no reason for them to play this bad with this much talent. They circumvented the status quo of baseball in so many ways, and being able to always win the division and be in and do things, right? I mean, I know the Atlanta Braves did it in the 90s and the early 2000s, but this is different. This is everything. Payroll, stars, everything. Just unacceptable. I want a leader on this team that can connect with these players for the next 9 years while Ohtani is playing on this team so that they can maximize their winning capabilities, because they should be winning 5 or 6 championships with this team. Yeah. Utley has been a player under the Guggenheim regime. True. Look who decided to show up. I think that's a hello to you, Gerald, from JSJ. He can get in as the skipper. Okay. Doug asked a normal question. Good. Generally curious, why are Dodger fans so toxic? Well, Gerald, you're from LA. Why are Dodger fans a bunch of
I told you guys the story when I was in Chavez Ravine. When I went down, because I am from LA, but when I moved to Vegas, one of the jobs I had, I told you, me and my friend were both station managers at Dollar Rent-A-Cars. So one weekend we just went down. We took the convertible to Chavez Ravine, and he's a huge Braves fan. And like an idiot, uh, I love you, Rob. Where you're at, my friend. But you were an idiot for wearing that Maddox jersey in the bleachers of Chavez Ravine. I mean, we were tortured for 9 innings of food thrown at us left and right. I wasn't wearing, I was just wearing a normal shirt, man, but they were just roasting him. They called him every name in the book. And then, on the way out, the death, you lay your life in your own hands when you leave that parking lot, Joe, as you know. And he has the top down and he's getting all sorts of crap. And I'm just like, oh, God, man. Why? Why? So, it's again the same reason things that we go through as far as Lakers fans. The Lakers fans have such a bad rep, spoiled, brash, arrogant, all those things. And to a sense, when you look at our chat in the Lakers Fast Break, it is true. It's there. But there's also a passion behind it. There's a passion behind the Dodgers love as well. Just like with Doug. And, if you're passionate about your team, and I compliment you on your Yankees fandom, prove it. But this, to our audience here, to Joe's audience here, and to an extent, most of these guys are go to the Lakers Fast Break as well. You have to prove it to these guys. Tweet Joe a huge, like you said, if you bet your house on it, I'm not going to ask you to bet your house on it, but if put a substantial bet on ESPN app and tweet it to Joe. Don't just say it. This chat, Joe, as you know, needs to see it before they believe it, and it's just that simple. But it's, I don't want to say toxic is the word I'd use for it. They're just passionate, and sometimes that passion goes into a different direction than it should. I mean, you and I see even between Lakers Fast Break, the chat last night that you and I had, they were getting Lakers fans were going against Lakers fans last night in the chat, and it got nasty and testy. And it's just like, dude, we're just all here talking sports, man. You guys got to go ahead and chill out on this. But if you are passionate for another team, God bless you, but prove it first. And I know, because I know these guys here, they love the Dodgers. They prove their love over the course of years following Joe and I, that they love the Lakers and that they love the Dodgers, Joe. It's just something that is. I know that the Yankees fans, when you go to Yankees chat boards and whatnot, you'll see the passion there too. And I'm not downing Doug's passion for the Yankees at all, but man, don't come in here and saying, you love the Yankees, guarantee. That's great. But don't guarantee something unless you're willing to back it up, Joe. I live here in Vegas now, but living here for over 25 years. When you say stuff like that, you better back it up with the cashola.
Cashola is a good word. I like that.
I mean, you can't say those things here in Vegas. They say, okay, let me just walk you down to a casino. Let me go take you to sportsbook. They're open 24 hours a day. Go right there. Bet it.
Doug, I just sent you 2 links. Well, I sent the crowd 2 links.
One the Twitter handle for Joe. Just send a picture of ESPN app right there to Joe on Twitter. Right, Joe? That's easily done. You could just add Joe right there.
Yes. And to talk about toxic, you have a giant sports facility, bar, viewing area of a bunch of Yankee fans cheering on Ohtani when he ripped his labrum, stealing second base in Game 2 of the World Series. That's as toxic. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
Well, no, I was gonna say to Doug, all fan groups, Joe, have a certain segment of their population that is toxic or negative to the rest of the fan base. Would I not be correct in that statement? All fan bases,
especially Yankee fans, calling anyone toxic and you're a Yankee fan is like. This has been a topic of discussion earlier today. It's like getting mad at the husband, your next door neighbor, whose wife you coveted. I'm gonna keep it PG here. It's like getting mad at the husband of the wife you've coveted. That's what that is. There's a lot of hypocrisy in your comment. I genuinely curious why are Dodger fans so toxic. Ask yourself, why are Yankee fans so toxic? Matter of fact, they were really toxic recently in the World Series. Number one, cheering on, and you're talking, you could see it on the link. You're talking about hundreds of people cheering for someone to be injured. Ohtani stealing second and hurting his shoulder. And then worse than in a lot of ways than that, you had a freaking Yankee fan in the stands during gameplay try to rip a ball and almost rip the arm off of a player. This is during the game. How much more toxic is that compared to a bunch of yahoos that have nothing that's associated with the team, that are fighting in the freaking parking lot? Dodger fans fight Dodger fans in the parking lot. Dodger fans are stupid in that area in a lot of ways. They're stupid with each other. It's LA. It's New York. Too many people in those cities, you're going to have more chances of idiocy. I'm sure it's the same way in Boston. I'm sure it's the same way in Miami. I'm sure it's the same way in Houston. Chicago, definitely. So stop acting like you're in the innocent. You're not in Oklahoma City.
Or the Yankees fans are all the high and mighty, Joe.
They're not,
they're
though.
Just like every other fan.
They're not. They're not. The Yankees, the Yankee fandom, and I have close friends who are Yankee fans.
As do I.
Right?
I do too as well. Yeah.
I'm also a Dodger fan, and I'm willing to understand that and admit that there are boneheads. Now, I'm fortunate because when I went to the Yankee-Dodger game, we were not accosted. Granted, I had a Dodger shirt on, but my buddy had a Yankee shirt. We weren't accosted. We weren't talked to. We didn't have anything thrown at us. Maybe it's the fact that both of us are 6'3". One is 275 pounds. The other is 240 pounds. And we walk around like we're angry. Maybe that helps. But the point is, you're going to have jackholes everywhere in your life. I'm talking about going down to the grocery store. I'm talking about going to the post office. And they're not always virile, testosterone-filled males. We're talking about middle-aged women, senior citizens, people that are upset with their lives, people that are upset that they have to go do things. Toxicity is everywhere. You have to navigate it. Can't just put it on sports either. It is what it is. Morons are morons. They're going to be everywhere. So your answer to why are the Dodgers toxic? It's because human beings are toxic in a lot of areas. It has nothing to do with Dodgers, Yankees, all that. So it's not pinpoint anything.
Joe, I mean, you and I as Lakers fans, or guys that run a Lakers channel and a Dodgers channel, the Lakers channel especially, you and I have been at the, I guess, what do I want to say? I want to say, I guess, we've seen examples personally of Lakers fans going overboard, Lakers fans saying or doing stuff to us that are inappropriate. And these are Lakers fans because they don't like our opinion on the Lakers in some aspect or another. You and I have personally been had examples of this that have gone over the line with comments or actions that they've done, Joe. Have we not?
When you're talking to a lot of people, there's a greater chance of some kind of disdain that'll show itself.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't communicate well in the chat. Someone doesn't communicate well
on
the show.
I mean, you and I got a specific example from someone that we didn't even know existed, that just, reached out to us in an inappropriate fashion.
Yeah,
it went way over the line.
There are many people out there that feel like they need to be heard. And it comes in different forms. Some will go the extra mile and write a letter or send a tweet or go on a live show and comment in the comments, or on very, very small occasions, maybe even say something to you in public. And that's part of having a familiar face, part of being on a camera or on a TV, on a show. if you create a large enough forum, you're gonna get those guys, especially if you have some controversial comments with that. And we're pretty controversial because the delivery could be aggressive. Some people don't like it. The truth could hurt. Sometimes we're wrong, and that bothers people too. It just depends on the personality and how they interpret things. That's the perfect description of life. Now you can choose to tell the truth when you're wrong, or let things go. Sure, but I think it always depends on the scenario. Like right now, if you're going to come in here and keep saying the same stupid stuff, you're not going to be heard anymore. If you want a legitimate, I don't care if you're a Yankee fan. I don't care if you think guys are toxic on our end. Just come with something. Come with some legitimacy with what you're asking or what you're commenting on, and stop repeating. After a while, if you keep repeating the same BS, then you're not going to be heard anymore. Not like Dave, who stole a bit. Oh, you guys are talking about guys that did things as players. Guys, I don't put any onus on anything with the play. A lot of times when it comes to managing and playing are a lot of times different things. It does play a little part in terms of knowing baseball, but Chase Utley being a great manager based off of his play isn't necessarily something that I'm going to look at, and I have to see more than that. I guarantee Yanks are winning the World Series this year. Okay, you've said that twice, so I'll let that one go. But third time, I'm not going to say anything. Shaq said it himself. He was able to take it easy because he had Kobe, a true killer, waiting to ball out every night. So that's an interesting comment by Shaq. I rarely saw Shaq have a bad game in his prime. It was very rare. Shaq was a 25 to 30, 10 to 12, and a couple blocks a game player. However, it is a team sport. The main thing in this was getting through the rigors of the bigger games. Shaq was not good at that until he played with Kobe. And then when he won one with Dwayne, he was not really a first option there. And in a lot of ways, wasn't even the first option as a big during that run. Alonzo Mourning played more in 06 during those crunch time moments than Shaq. So Shaq's career was an amazing one. But it's actually, and I've said this before, not as good as it should have been. Shaq should have been probably one of the greatest players of all time. And I'm not talking about top 10, top 15. I'm talking about he should have been in the argument with Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, Kareem. That he should have been in that argument. And he should have been the best center ever. And he might have been if he had beaten Houston as he was supposed to in 95 and had he beaten Detroit in 04. Because Shaq's resume looks completely different if he wins those two finals. I've talked about this several times, and I'll always talk about it because it makes so much sense. Just look at the paper. Just write that down. 6-0 next to 4-2. And not only that, winning 4 out of 5 in LA, winning in Orlando and in Miami. I mean, you win with 3 different teams. You probably have 5 MVPs in the finals. It completely changes his career. He probably is the number 1 center of all time, even better than Kareem. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Shaq did have issues with players, his own head, that I think held him back a lot. Come to Vegas. Oh, you're talking about Doug? Okay, good. Let's see here. Gregory, you can't keep looking at a bad managing, not do something about it. Look, Dave, look at a bad. Well, Greg, it's going to be interesting if these guys get beat in the first round, because they're gonna make the playoffs, even if they end up with a wild card. They're gonna make it, but What happens in that first round? That's what I want to know. And if they start on the road, like if they become a wild card team, they start on the road, it's probably a done deal. They've been horrid. They're 33-36 on the road. 33-36. It's freaking September. 33-36 on the road. Hiring the right talent is an art, like Jerry West. I agree. JY, what's up? Another long season for my Cowboys. You guys got zapped, man. A little bit. You got shocked a little bit by that lightning. I think you guys were sort of rolling. You were kind of keeping up with Philly, and then as soon as the lights went out, you couldn't get the car moving again. Let's see. What do you think of Ballmer? Kawhi situation. We talked about this on the LFB. I'll keep it simple.
He was on tonight, by the way, on ESPN.
He was, and I'm sorry to say, in the short amount of time I saw him, it looked like he was full of shit.
He didn't cry though. He didn't have his crying spell.
No, good, thank God. But he sounded like he was full of shit. He looked like he was trying to get out of. He looked like Big Tobacco in front of Congress. He didn't have a lot of confidence in his words.
What is he in right now? What do you say this is? PR damage control, I believe it's called.
It is PR damage control, and the problem though is he looked like he didn't know what he was talking about. So good luck with that, Ballmer and Kawhi. It'll be. I want to see if this thing gets done before this. I really would like this. I really feel, unless there's a lot of litigation tied to this, I really feel that Adam wants to get this thing figured out before the season. Otherwise, it's going to distract the season, right? Am I right? Am I wrong, or am I right? Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe if it's possible. First off, Mookie should be in right field, Teo in left, Edman or Pajes in center, same as last year. Run well. If that is an option, Greg, because when Edman gets back and Muncy gets back, here's where I think it would go, because Rojas has been playing amazing. Here's the lineup I think I'd go with. But the problem is Mookie's been playing Gold Glove baseball at short. So how is that going to change his ability to go to right now after being there all year? I don't know. I think what's likely going to happen, though, here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is Muncy's going to come back. He's going to play third. Mookie's going to stay at short. And then Rojas is probably going to be at second, and Edman will be at center. And then they'll move Pajes to left. And they'll keep Teo at right. Or they can switch those guys. I think that's probably going to be the lineup of the playoffs. Why do people here hate my Yankees? I don't hate the Yankees, but I don't like my team, and that's it. It's competition, bud. No need to cry about it. Thoughts on Cowboys versus Eagles? CeeDee Lamb sold. Also, what's your guys' fantasy team? So I had a funny instance here, Gerald. I don't know what happened. It could be the NFL.com itis thing that always seems to creep up. But I accidentally, I don't know how it went in the auto pick.
I hate that when that happens.
Yeah, it auto picked. So I auto picked Justin Fields, and this was later in the rounds. I guess I didn't pick the pick fast enough. I thought I had done it, and it didn't click. So I ended up drafting Justin Fields, which is not a bad pick in the 8th or 9th round, because he could be a good backup. I have Jared Goff as my starter, and then I have him as my backup, and he uses his legs. He can score some touchdowns. It's not bad for a backup, right? But then what happened was it automatically set me on auto pick after that. So I'm sitting there waiting for my thing. I turn my head a little bit, and all of a sudden somebody says, "Oh, auto pick the first kicker." I'm like, ha, what an idiot. Who the hell would pick a kicker in the 9th round or whatever it was? And then I go scroll down. It was me. I go, shit. I picked the damn. Why the hell did it go to? Why did it stay in auto? I didn't press auto to keep it there, right? So I had to unclick it. And then, of course, Aubrey would have probably had a 20 tonight had it not been for the Lightning. He was on a roll. He dropped 13 in the first half, but 13 from a kicker is actually not bad. So
I'm so mad at myself though. The running back for Dallas, I know he started, but they weren't sure how many carries he was going to get. I don't
trust Javonte Williams as far as I can throw.
Yeah, man, scored
He's
touchdowns.
a terrible. He is a what if talent at this point.
Well, he was like one of my 12th round pick, and I was just like, oh,
yeah. I thought he was going to be good a couple years ago, but he has not come through at all. He's like Ron Dane. He reminds me of Ron Dane without the Heisman. Sports baby. Let's see what Sports baby said. Yeah, Raptor, we did it. We did. Do you eat shit for food? Who's Raptor?
Oh, the Raptors insider. I'm sure he was talking to the guy that keeps changing his moniker and I think asking you different
Utley
questions.
or Turner will be good managers. I agree.
That
Greg.
you're ignoring.
Oh, I must have blocked them. I blocked you, Raptor, so I don't see what you see.
Well, he's got like 15 different profiles. I'm sure he's
Joe,
the one I think it was earlier asking you like dumb questions and.
Well, again, dumb questions are only dumb.
He did have one in there though that the old man party coming up next year between Mayweather and Tyson.
Dumb questions are only dumb questions if you keep asking them. Doug, I'm going to type my X is. I'm going to type my X in here. You can go ahead and follow me from there.
Send that bet, Doug. I'm serious. You know what? You would shut up the chat. You would shut up the chat, and I would actually give you kudos on the air if you send Joe an ESPN app of a large bet that you made today or tomorrow, and you tweeted it to Joe. Joe, actually, I would say, you know what? He put his money where his mouth is, and I would have a ton of respect for him on that. Not that I don't, as a Yankees fan. Kudos to you if you are. They've never appealed to me, but I don't hate them in any way, shape, or form. They're just not interesting to me. Never have been. But if you believe so strongly in them, Doug, bet on it. Put the money where your mouth is. These guys in this chat, my gosh, thank God you're not on the Lakers fast break chat because they would definitely put you up to it. Go ahead and send it to Joe. Tweet it to Joe that you put at Joe right there, at Joe Soro Ox on Twitter. Picture right there of you making that bet, that bet was done with a large bet on the Yankees to win the World Series. And you know what? We will say it on his show. We'll say it on this show. Kudos to you for it. I mean, a large bet. You said you would bet your house. I'm not asking you to bet your house, but I'm asking you to put a large bet on it. You said you would guarantee it. There you go. Oh, come on, Raptors insider. Hey, ban him, guys. Ban him.
What he dropped the ER?
He's dropping the N-word as far as in separate.
I'm not seeing it because I blocked him from my thing here.
Yeah, I see it on YouTube.
Yeah, I blocked.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
You guys jumping on that.
So for those who haven't been on the show, there's two things that'll get you banned. Number one, no ERs. If the brothers want to say the A, that's okay. Even if it's to us, I'm okay with that. Again, I got a lot of black friends. I'm around it. It's all good. No ERs. And I'm not really telling you guys not to say it. You guys are normal people. I'm just giving you a heads up. If I see an ER, we're blocking your ass. We don't do that here. ER is not a good word ever. So that's that. And then, of course, the other thing is if you keep repeating bullshit, you're going to be gone. It looks like Doug is kind of scaled back a little bit. See, Doug, see how much better the conversation is? See how much better it is? You want to ask legitimate questions, go ahead. You want to say the Dodgers are toxic. Joe. Dodgers are toxic. Dodgers do have a overly sensitive, toxic fan base, especially in the parking lots in LA.
Yes.
And I have a friend of mine who is as soft as he's my boy, always will be, but he's soft. And he knows he's soft. And he complains about that too. And I always say, well, just grow a sack and just go mind your business and watch the games. What are the chances you're going to get punched in the face? It's 0. But again, he's not, I guess, 6'3", 275 pounds. But anyways, we'll keep going here.
No, but I'm just on the Lakers fast break. We have a lot of fans, a lot of viewers that watch the shows that we do that are fans of other teams. I have no problems with that. That's actually very encouraging that they enjoy our content on a regular basis. But if they come in here and there and say guarantee, the word guarantee, how do you guarantee it? How are you going to guarantee that the Yankees are going to win the World Series? I need to know how you propose to guarantee. Can't come in here and say that. That's the only thing. With all due respect, you can't come in his chat, Joe's chat, or the Lakers Fast Break chat and say the word guarantee and not be able to back it up somehow. We want to see it. We want proof. I want proof. Joe wants proof. And then we'll go ahead and we'll give you your props at the end of the day.
We'll highlight it, especially if they win it all. Yankees fans aren't toxic. I just sent you 2 links, Doug, of your constituents being toxic and overly toxic. Because I'll tell you this, I have never seen a Dodger fan try to rip a in-play player while trying to make a catch. I've never seen that. I've seen that only from a Yankee fan. Now, I have seen fan bases cheer other injured players, but that's another thing too. You're at whatever that Yankee nightclub is where everyone was circle jerking together, cheering on Ohtani getting hurt. That's toxic at its highest, by the way. Cheering on somebody to be hurt, that's pretty pathetic, Doug. Come on. You can't deny that. Morons are morons. Well said. Perfectly sums up Vari. Gerald lives in Vegas. Yes, he has. He's been living there for 30 years now.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Yeah, you're right. 30 years. Damn.
Joe, thoughts on new Skip Bayless show with Gillardius? If all they got to do is get Nick Wright on that show, put them in a bucket of piss and shit and light it on fire, and all our problems will be gone. In sports commenting, Joe in LA. I'm actually in the Inland Empire, Gregory. It's without traffic, it's an hour and 40 minutes southeast of LA, about 40 minutes north of San Diego. Will you admit the New York Yankees are the most iconic and storied franchise in baseball? Yes, there's no denying that. And the most legendary? Yes, they are. If you don't, you are just lying to yourself. No, that's an easy question to answer. Joe Soro, can I get your honest thoughts on LA Spar? I'm sad for Caitlin Clark being out for the year. That's the extent of, and I love looking at Sophie Cunningham's posts. I'm a stickler for tall blondes that are in shape. I married one. Sorry. No, I don't know much about the Sparks, so son, I'm sorry. I don't pay attention to the WNBA other than Caitlin Clark and the Snow Bunnies. Joe, did you attend my game versus San Diego FC last Sunday? I did not, but my friend Glendy would like to. So if you have any tickets, send them my way. I'd love to bring her. Guys, please excuse my restarted friend. Restarted. Hey, when you wrote that, Vari, were you trying to get that chime noise out of your ear? What the hell is going on there? I can argue that Judge is better than Ohtani, and your argument would be a loss. Joe Soro, thoughts on Rich Eisen joining ESPN again? I feel bad for him. Rich Eisen's better at the network, and I thought his talk show had so much. His talk show was a lot better than I thought.
Not his choice, Joe.
I know, but ESPN is a disease. Disney is a disease to sports, especially, and we already heard that they're gonna have commercials on the red zone, so that looks like something that I'll never. Oh, I never paid for it anyways, but it looks like something that I'm not gonna watch, let alone
A lot of people are
pay
pissed
for it.
off about that.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you guys. I hope you guys make all the money you want because you don't make enough of it. Dave, bruh, get off our channel. We whooped the. Yeah, it's funny that we get a Yankee fan and you're talking about storied franchises, yet you got your ass waxed in recent times. And it's not just once. The Dodgers have beaten the Yankees 4 times in the World Series. So it's not like it's just a dud. And they've beat them in the last 2 World Series within the last, 44 years? 45 years? 45 seasons? So I would love a rematch if the Dodgers can get their head out of their ass. I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch and beating the Yankees. How about beating the Yankees in 6 instead of 5 or maybe 7? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Restarted, friend. Man, you're dumb. I was waiting for the response to that. Yankees fans most toxic. Dave took that L last year. Yes. Son, Joe, thoughts on Mayweather versus Mike Tyson fight? I'm not watching it. That's for sure. That's these fighters used to have charity fights. Muhammad Ali would fight Lyle Alzado or a bear or whatever, right? Not a bear literally, but you know what I mean. These were supposed to be fun and entertaining. Yeah, they're making some money and all that, but we knew it was kind of entertaining, right? This has-been stuff. Or Mike Tyson walking around with a thong, fighting a white trash, balding, obviously on some kind of drug piece of shit. And for some reason, people follow this clown. I mean, I could smell BO just looking at. I don't even want to say his name. Just these guys are all disgusting. I don't have a lot of respect for them. Okay, you got that comment there. Mike Tyson needs money again. Yes, that's for sure. Judge is a better hitter. No, he's not, Doug. Alonso and anybody's a good hitter in Yankee Stadium, by the way, Doug. Sorry. If Ohtani played it in New York, he'd have 70 home runs right now on that little league right field fence. If you don't believe me, all you got to do is watch the 2024 World Series and watch Freddie Freeman go 1, 2, 3, 4. That was fun to watch, by the way. Alonso and Antoine Walker. Yeah. They were really, really vital in that run with Dwayne Wade getting every foul call too, by the way. Judge was a better hitter. How did that work for you last year? Yeah, see, better hitter is an interesting comment. Better hitter when? In June? I remember a Yankee that used to be really good in May. Gerald, you remember that player, right? Didn't George call him Mr. May?
Yep.
Mr. May Dave Winfield, right? Dave May Winfield. That's got a tune to it. Dave May. When did I say? Yeah. Did I say Winfield? Guys, we know our history, man. I remember this. We remember this. We know what's going on. 28th ring, not going to happen. Shaq's Magic win in 95. Do they still fumble his contract negotiations? Yes, because they didn't want to pay him that money. They bullshitted at the end, but they didn't want to pay him that money. And maybe they weren't capable of doing it. Kind of reminded me of the Reggie White signing in Philly. Philly didn't want to pay him that money, big money either, and they kind of PR'd themselves so that it didn't look like they were the bad guys. They didn't have the balls to say, hey, we're not going to pay you. We're going to let you go, because they didn't want Philly fans to kill them. And Philly, you know how Philly fans are. And then eventually they made up some stupid story. It was, we just couldn't get him on the phone or some shit. Let's see. That's good fellas. Dante, what's up, man? Been a while. Dave Roberts got his money and ring. He can care less now. No, he cares. He just is not good at his job. And Gregory had mentioned that he had told Empire Jeff, because Empire Jeff has campaigned for Dave Roberts the entire time, and I've been a good boy, and I always want to respect, all my friends and how they feel about certain things. But It's just not. He's not the guy. And he's. If you put Dave Roberts in the Hall of Fame, you got problems. I don't know. I'm sorry. He's not. The Hall of Fame has been completely diluted. If that's even in my view, a thought. How you guys don't love the Yankees? They're so lovable. Let's see. Joe, can you preview your Steelers, please? Ooh. So, my first Steeler question of the experiment. So, the Steelers are going to go in to Sunday's game playing the Jets. Completely orchestrated by the schedule people, right? So that Aaron Rodgers can go into that first game and whoop the brakes off of the Jets. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers blew them out. How they're going to blow them out? We'll find out if Aaron Rodgers still has it, and if that line can hold the block, the defense. It's going to come down, like it usually always does, to that offensive line. If the offensive line can at least get a little bit of room for the running game, and the running game is going to be a question mark right now because we have a rookie named Caleb Johnson. And I'm not encouraged right now with how he runs the ball. It's very, very similar to someone who doesn't hit the gaps the way I think a running back should. I think he's too slow. And when the time comes when real speed comes in the NFL, which is the regular season, it's going to be even worse. So if those gaps aren't big enough, it's not likely Caleb's going to probably, unless he's been holding back, but that's going to play a huge part there. Can he create enough resistance from the running game so that Aaron doesn't have to worry about constant pressure? And as far as the Steelers defense is concerned, we got a lot of old guys in the back in the secondary. I don't know how that's going to play out. Old players in the backfield, guys like Ramsey and Dre. I got to see how they operate, because the last few times the Steelers got some old fogies back there trying to continue their Patrick Peterson, trying to get their, I guess, last bit of whatever they had before. It's been an unmitigated disaster. So Cam Hayward, I guess, is going to play even with these contract issues. So that's nice of him. Looking for TJ Watt with his new contract to have a good year as well. It's too many question marks. I got to see the first 2 or 3 games to really see if this team's got what it needs. And again, I'm not going to be too excited because Mike Tomlin's still the coach. So that's my short preview. But I'll have more to say after week 1. I'll probably know a little bit more after that. JY, today's Yankees aren't clutch like the past. They choke in big moments in the playoffs. That's true. Kim has to play in the playoffs. Doug, okay, everybody's going after the Yankee fan here. Mayweather and Tyson need more cash. I don't know what the hell those guys need. It's embarrassing. Betting 5,000 now. Okay, copy the sports book paper and then send it to my ex. Floyd probably pivoted after Pacquiao draw.
And if that's the case, I think that would do, Joe. If it's a legitimate bet that we can verify,
he's not going to do that. That's crazy. You're not going to do that. You have no balls, Doug. Sorry, you don't have the balls to do that. Well, get the F off our channel for. I'm sorry you had to see that, Gregory. Honestly, man, these guys would be kissing your ass at the supermarket and trying to be your buddy. But behind that little phone, on that screen, they're all a bunch of tough guys, right? Any of you guys have the balls. You have the real balls. Say it to somebody's face, because I'd like to see you on a TikTok getting your ass whooped. That's probably why you don't do it. Apron, where have you been, bro? A long time, cuz. Who's Apron? Is Vari spelling anything right today? What the hell is he doing over there? Are you typing with one hand and jerking off with the other, Vari? What the fuck are you doing over there? Good to see everyone and happy Friday. Yes, Jeremy, you always make the place happy and nice. Thank you, Jeremy, for being here. It's looking very svelte and lean, brother. Yeah, man, I'm getting leaner, baby. I'm getting leaner today. Today was actually it was yesterday, the leanest I've been in a while. So it's still going. There's still a lot more to go. Let's see. What do you mean mods actually did something? They always do something. But we try to be accommodating. It's just there's certain things we don't accommodate, right? But you're right, Kujay. Sorry. I didn't mean to yell at you. Let's see if Sports Baby messed up the spelling again. Okay, Aaron. Hope everything is gonna be better, bro. All the best, my friend. God bless, bro. How many bros are you gonna put in the same sentence? What, Vari? Come on.
Sounding like Vince Russo.
Does he not know he's doing that?
No, bro. No.
Jeez. I have one account at Fluent, and I use my name. Unlike you, go away. Joe, will you buy me a Judge jersey if I send you the bet? No. I will not buy you a Judge jersey. But I will do this. If you win the bet, I'll buy you a Judge jersey. How about that? Honest to God. Right hand to God. If the Yankees win the World Series, I will buy you a Judge jersey.
But Joe backs it up. I can verify that and vouch for that.
I will buy it. Joe, thoughts on Gerald's... this idiot. Okay, Sports Baby.
Oh, I already talked to him back. I said Fluent. I said, thank you for letting me know I have a son. Thanks. So glad I didn't have to pay the child support.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I just found out I had a son today. Incredible.
I'm looking at this board. It's hilarious. Hold on. Jeremy, Sydney Sweeney's still haunting my dreams, Ox.
Go buy some jeans then.
Jeremy, I had to explain the Sydney Sweeney thing to somebody the other day. Sydney Sweeney doesn't have an exotic look like, let's say, what would be a good example? Because I keep thinking of models, but I don't think a lot of people will know them. I'm trying to think of an exotic face. Let's say Angelina Jolie before she started doing drugs and hanging out with Billy Bob Thornton. Like, there was an exotic look that she had that was, whoa. Charlize Theron had it too, a little bit. Sydney Sweeney doesn't have that look, but she has such a feminine aura about her, and she's a good actress, and she's embraced.
Tell her to stop going in stuff like Madam Web.
Well, the Madam Web thing, I think, had more to do with the fact that they're trying to push this boss bitch theory, it's like forcing a scene where someone who's taking their clothes off, like if it's part of the scene and it makes sense, there's a little bit more respect there. But this boss bitch themed movies is, I think, what has to do with a lot of this stuff. Make it make sense. Have it make sense. When Sigourney Weaver was in Aliens, she wasn't trying to be a boss bitch. She was just being who she was, and it was obvious. The audience isn't stupid. They know the difference. We can interpret it. Linda Hamilton was the same way in T2. It's not hard. Princess Leia in Star Wars, especially at that time. I mean, when I go back and I watch A New Hope, I'm like, man, Carrie Fisher is phenomenal. This is supposed to be a popcorn.
That's what Harrison Ford thought as well.
Oh, I know. And it's very charismatic. She was extremely charismatic.
That's what Harrison Ford thought as well.
Good. Yeah.
They got to know each other. I'll just say that.
Good on that situation, especially considering he was married at the time. But when you insult the intelligence, when you put somebody on there that's forced, you start to get that, and especially at a time now, timing is everything, right? In art, everything's about timing, and if your timing is off, your art won't work, no matter how good you are. But she does well in other things, so keep it up. I like Sydney Sweeney's movie star aura because it's been missing a lot. It's nice to have somebody new that has that aura. So good for her, and I'll support her any way I can. Gerald and Joe, what's your thoughts on tall women with large bums? I like it. I don't mind it.
Neither do I.
I'm a face guy first. I prefer a nice face. If I had to pick something, I have to have a good face, and then everything else kind of follows. And if she's tall and has a nice round tush, yeah, it's every man's dream. What happens to Clark? I missed it. Clark, who's Clark? Knicks are winning the championship this year. Hey, Joe, always wondered what is that room you do podcasts in, like a spare room? It's my studio / guest room. Oh, that was funny. I'm going back and forth on when I'm going to dress this up. It's going to depend on my which camera I end up getting for the studio, and because I'm going to be back and forth. Oh man, that was funny. Dude, it's a good thing I'm not into NFL nearly as much these days. Yeah, NFL, if you're not a fan of a team, I probably wouldn't even watch it. SGA was Jimmy Fallon tonight, boy. They really trying to make him the face of the league. Joe and G. Yeah, I mean, at least they're trying. Problem is, I don't know if you want it. I don't know. I don't know if you want. And also, and again, I don't have any ill will towards Jimmy Fallon, but Jimmy Fallon, I don't know if that's the right forum to try to blow up your league's representative or main representative. I'm still mad at Drago killing my. Aaron, you're on fire tonight, man. What is it? What movie was that, Gerald? Was it Chevy Chase? What the hell movie was it? He bet on Clubber Lang to beat Rocky in Rocky 3. That was like the theme of the scene. And he's like, you bet against Rocky in Rocky 3 with Clubber Lang? Oh man, that's funny.
It wasn't Nothing But Trouble.
Rock should have thrown the damn towel. Dodgers whooped Yankees ass in the World Series, and that is true. I mean, they whooped their ass pretty good in New York too, to boot. Let's see. Joe, I'm immune to chime sound. LeBron been kind of quiet these days. See how nice it is, Jeremy, when LeBron is quiet? Everything is nice. Everything is calm. We don't have to worry about anything. It's always when he opens his mouth when everything goes wrong. Aaron Boone is a better manager than Dave Roberts. I'm not going to argue for that or against it.
Yeah, that's not much of a stretch right now.
Kamish couldn't resist with his script. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, agree, Gerald. It gets a bit boring. Silk Song just dropped too. I'm also getting into Prince of Persia. They dropped. Is that the video game thing?
Yeah, Game Pass doing some more good stuff. Plus, also as well, Silk Song is coming out this month. Some pretty good releases and pretty good titles from the video game world coming out this month, and also movies. I know it's not going to be a big box office bonanza, and the theaters are not going to get well again this month. But there's some movies you guys got to go ahead and check out. Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. If you are a fan of the original Spinal Tap, that is coming out next week. Also, Demon Slayer. That's been a huge hit in Japan. I think, Jeremy, you guys in Australia can already see it. We get to see it next week. So those are two movies that I'm looking forward to.
Nice. Jeremy, I don't know. I think the league wants to get this figured out before the year starts so it doesn't engulf the league.
I hope so.
But I don't know if the lawyers will keep it from going there. Again, you're talking about Steve Ballmer, and he's a multi-billionaire. He can make things happen. Kawhi's contract gets voided, then signs with the Lakers. No, I actually think if I was to punish Kawhi, if I was commissioner, he'd be his last 2 years would be voided and he'd be suspended for 2 years, which would essentially end his career. If it's true. Allegedly true. Yes. No worries.
Let me
Keep in
get you that.
touch.
I was going to say to Aaron Egg, let me get you that trailer here for Spinal Tap 2. Hold on.
When the
He didn't know Spinal
when
Tap
is the
2
Lakers fast break meetup? Let's get pizza, drinks, and watch ball. Where's Dirk? Where's Dirk from? Dirk, where are you from? Guys, Novak and man, I can't wait. I'm gonna watch that one tomorrow.
I have to, Aaronetic. I have to for the Cosmos, which I do twice a week and send out to radio stations and podcasts. I have to stay on my pop culture and know what's trending as best I can.
I don't know if Novak can beat Alcaraz. I always mispronounce his name. Alcaraz. Sorry,
Yeah,
Alcaraz. Jeez.
Almost like Alcatraz.
Yeah. I don't know if he could beat Alcaraz and Sinner in back-to-back games. If he does, he's the GOAT at that point, in my view, winning 25 majors. SB, you're an idiot. I can't not post Mark not calling Vari something at some point during the show. An authentic Judge jersey. Absolutely. I will buy you. I only buy authentics anyways. I don't buy
he's not going to buy you a fake or like a baby jersey or something like that as a joke. He does it legit. Yeah. I can tell you that.
Yes. And an authentic Judge jersey, 100%. I got you if they win the World Series.
So it's Joe Soro Ox. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you go, because you said, Doug Davis, follow Joe Soro Ox on Twitter. That way you can message him. If you don't want to post it on a public format like that or at Joe Soro Ox, follow him. He'll follow you back, and then you guys can message each other, and he can see it in a message form. Or if you just do it publicly and just at Joe Soro Ox, then here you go.
You can find me anywhere. You won't have to worry about it. You will be able to find me. Any good movie recommendations? I'm out of the. What is that horror movie that did really well?
That's Weapons.
Weapons. So here's the story with Weapons. My 12-year-old wanted to watch the movie. I hadn't heard of the movie, and I was excited. I was like, we didn't get a chance to see a movie this summer. Let's when do you want to go? It's during Labor Day weekend, right? I'm like, cool, because it's the chance for me to hang out with my babies before they spend their time with all their friends, right? That's the sucky part about them growing up. So here, all right, let's see the movie times. And then I'm like, what is this? And then I start seeing some shots of it. I'm like, what?
Look at the trailer before you.
I'm like, talk to my wife. I'm like, hey, this movie's rated R. They say it's sort of scary or whatever, and then
it is.
And then
a little bit. It's not a jump scare too much on that sense. It's more like
a lot of this.
Yeah, building up the horror aspect of it. Especially in the third act. Yeah, third act gets from what I hear, because I do want to see it as well when it hits HBO Max. It gets kind of really scary, but it's got a different type of feel to it. I like the creative outside the box thinking on it. I know the creator before did Barbarian, so he's kind of like a cult niche following as far as what he had created with Barbarian, and then the word of mouth went viral on it for Weapons. So yeah, I've heard it's been a pretty good movie. So and it's done pretty good. So, but yeah, just let me know, Joe. Text me and I'll tell you. Have you heard of this Weapons? I'm just like, yes. Let me show you a trailer, Joe.
So my baby's 12 years old. She's pretty mature for her age, and my thing is, and she's always understanding. Like she wasn't forcing anything. Obviously, I just wanted to have a chance to go watch something that was kind of interesting. But it was 2 rated R, and I saw some shots from the movie. I said, no, even for a 12-year-old, there's going to be images in there that could mess her up at night and have nightmares and stuff like that. So I told her, I said, in 4 years, in 4 years to 5 years, you and I are going to go to any movie you want, and we'll definitely make up for that. But yeah, I am going to check that out as soon as it gets.
Sounds like she's into the horror thing. There you go.
Well, I mean, they watch Stranger Things. They really like that show. That show has a lot of jump scare type
Yeah,
stuff.
whenever it finally ever comes out, that's the problem.
Yeah,
It's like 10
yeah.
years. That's funny
Well,
because somebody put it to me the best way. I think was it one of my daughters? Yeah, it was one of my daughters. Yeah, that the kid who started off as a kid now has a kid by the end of the show.
and she's a beautiful woman too. It's it's how it works, I guess. Maybe they
Yeah.
just want it to end well, and I commend them for that if that's what it is.
But now they're going to Paramount after this, the creators of Stranger Things, because they just signed $1 billion deal with Paramount. What was I going to say? Oh, the Punisher. Yeah, which Punisher do you mean? Do you mean Thomas Jane's or Dolph Lundgren's Punisher? I don't know which Punisher you're talking about, Xbox.
What's your favorite Punisher?
Well, I'm just
So you
going
have
to say
Dolph
John right
Lundgren,
now.
Thomas
Daughter's
Jane,
Dolph. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Stevenson.
Yeah. But then there's the current Punisher as well.
Mm-hmm.
And he's pretty good. I think he's pretty good. I understand he's not given always the best material yet, but John Bernthal, we'll see him next summer in Spider-Man. A New Day, what the Spider-Man movie that's coming out in the summer. He has got a role in that, so he was pretty good in the Daredevil series this year. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'd say of the older ones, you know what? I'm going to give some love to Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane does not get enough respect, I think, in the industry. He's been in a few good movies. I understand he doesn't have all the charisma in the world, but I think he made a pretty solid Punisher. Oh, Peacemaker. You met with John Cena. Yeah, season 2. Only seen a couple episodes because I've been trying to catch up on Alien Earth. But yeah, it's pretty solid so far. They try to retcon the fact that John Cena, the Peacemaker, is from I know he's a creation of James Gunn, but he's from the Zack Snyder era. So they're trying to retcon that so they can keep him in this version of the DC universe. It's kind of funny how they do that, but yes, it's just pretty good. It's pretty good. It's John Cena. There you go.
Well, again, Ray Stevenson, God rest his soul, looked like the comic book Punisher as anybody ever has, right? But Thomas Jane, the 04 Punisher is my favorite, more than the Dolph Lundgren.
I just like that one. I just didn't feel on. I know it was standard movie fare, Joe, but I kind of like that one. I just Thomas Jane has had some pretty underrated roles. The Fog, I think he was really good in The Fog, and yeah, I just think he never got to go. Even though he was star and lead of films, Hollywood never fully backed behind him, and I know that he has some flaws in his game, so to speak. He's just not the most charismatic guy, so to speak. But I think he's pretty good. He's been pretty good.
No, it's good. It's good. My cousin Ralph says Darth Maul deserved more screen time. I'll tell you why he didn't get enough screen time. Ray Park is not really an actor, so it's hard to draw that out for someone who's not really an actor. So that's probably why.
Don't be surprised though if they'll go back to Darth Maul at some point in time. Disney's trying to reach back to occasionally to all these different things. So don't be surprised if you see more.
So Joe, have you seen The Rock? Updated photos. Finally got off cycle. Said he took a break from supplements, aka roids.
Yeah, he looks so thin. He's lost 60 pounds. He says
The Rock.
He's so thin. You got to see him, Joe. Somebody, they were joking that he looked like Al Roker.
I mean, it's a little overstated, but The Rock is what, in his mid 50s now?
He's 50 or 51.
Okay, so The Rock has been probably using gear since high school, so I know he fell ill not too long ago. That might be it too. And when you start getting into your 50s and 60s, that weight starts to take a toll over the joints in the body, especially with his career. Wrestling has deteriorated The Rock, and a lot of people don't know that, but he has been deteriorated by it. And y'all are seeing John Cena now have the effects there too. He can't even get out of a car without walking around like Ronnie Coleman. Wrestling is an absolute destructive thing for a human body to deal with. And those guys, and John Cena specifically, because that guy used to lift everyone, the Giant, Brock Lesnar's, all these guys. So imagine that. At least The Rock didn't do a lot of heavy lifting like that, but John Cena did, and he's paying the price now for that. Let's see. Son is back. Is Arch Manning the worst Manning ever? After one game, guys? Seriously? After playing the first game of his, like really starting and having his first part in this college career against Ohio State, the champs, and they barely won? Come on. Give the guy a break, man. Is this the end of the Alabama football era? As long as DeBoer is the coach, yes. Mark, we have the same taste in women besides Jess Alba. You can have her, brother. Oof. I go another. I don't know. I would never give that one up. I'm about to send you the confirmation. It's done. Okay. I'll be waiting. Thoughts on Johnny Manziel saying he hopes the Browns never win a game again. No one gives a shit what Johnny Manziel thinks, even though he's right. We can put the Joker game on playback if games would like. Okay, sure. Thoughts on Jalen Carter spitting on Dak? The Hawk Tua girl has been very toxic. Jalen, anyone who spits on another guy should get kicked in the face, especially in that scenario. I'm from Irvine. Yeah, it's crazy that Novak is 38. Okay, so you're local, Dirk. Yeah, we'll get together at some point. Yeah, it's crazy that Novak is 38, making it to the semis, finals every time. He's better than everyone, but he's competing against two young, amazing players who he can't beat. Yeah, if he beats both, he's the GOAT without a doubt. How disrespectful is it when a player spits on another guy? Dak Prescott is not the kind of guy to spit at. If you want to spit at Anthony Edwards or Floyd Mayweather, I'll give you a little bit of room there if they did something or said something to you, but spitting is not the way to go either way. Will you watch any World Cup games? Oh, yeah, absolutely. World Cup is too big not to watch. I'll be watching with all my soccer friends. The Punisher is horrific, Gerald.
He meant, I think he meant later on, he corrected to Peacemaker.
Oh, okay.
That's where
we went off the trail. McEnroe compared Novak's longevity to LeBron's. Novak is GOAT of tennis and making it to the finals and semis every tournament. In terms of longevity, Dirk, I think that's accurate. But so did Federer and Nadal. Those guys played forever too. It's just that, I mean, if you kind of look at their careers, Novak came a little bit after those guys, so it's kind of in line. Let's see. Canelo is going to kick Crawford's. I hate that people are actually saying he has a chance. I am looking forward to that fight. It's the first fight that I've been looking forward to since Wilder Fury, number 3. So at least we're getting a good boxing match here, something that has some relevance, pizzazz, if you will. At 12 years old, I was watching cartel videos and beheading videos on Live Leak. I was exposed in 6th grade by.
Do you remember students. Faces of Death, Joe?
Yes, I grew up watching that too.
Why am I not surprised?
Maybe I'm being sexist here, but I think it's worse for girls than guys to watch that shit.
Hey mods, quick question for the mods. I asked you in the chat, but I never got an answer on it. Did you guys time out or ban Raptors Insider? Just wanted to FYI.
I think they banned him.
Okay, because I'm not a mod on this channel, so
no. Yeah, I think they banned him. If Taylor Swift is at the game tomorrow in Brazil, I'm turning my TV off. I hate when they focus the camera on that twig. I don't think she'll be in Brazil, is my guess. Maybe she will be, but I don't think so. Powerball is over $1 billion. What would you do with your winnings, Joe and Gerald? Gerald, do you want to take a first stab at this?
Well, I would pay off all my daughter's college education. I would try to go ahead and take care of as far as any family is concerned. My sister, obviously my wife's family as well. See what they could do to get them set up, and then try to worry about retirement and seeing where that money could take you. I don't want to spend a whole lot of it because you want to try and save that and have that evaluate itself, and also see what you could do to provide some good for it with some. I know Joe said he's very selective on his charitable organizations. I am as well, but I would probably try and find some good place to put a little bit of it as well into, and there you go.
So you're in Nevada, which means after lump sum and taxes, you wouldn't have to pay the state tax. So you're probably taking out 600 million of that, probably around 600 million of that if you take the lump sum, taxes, federal taxes and stuff, and then the lump sum, right? So you'll clear about 400 million.
Not too shabby.
You'll be able to do some things with that for sure. Yeah. So me, I would.
The thing is, you don't want that 400 to go down to under 100 million. You always want to keep it at a very high level. So that's the thing I would be focusing on, is how can I maintain it or allow it to grow long term, even after I die.
There's no chance of that not being set up the right way. Matter of fact,
how many basketball, baseball players, football players have we known that have squandered fortunes?
True, but I'm not a guy that goes and impregnates 17 women with 16 different women and all that garbage,
or trust the wrong people.
There needs to be a fierce focus on security, and the first step is I'm getting the right representation on all facets of this thing, and I'm going in hiding. I am hiring.
That's not what Xbox would be doing.
I am hiring a next level security system, meaning people to watch my home here. There will be at least 10 security people walking the perimeters in the house, a few outside, and I'm not going to be here. You will not know where I am. My family and I will be gone. You will not know where we are. Only the close friends and close relatives will know where we're at, and we're not going to be back for a while to clear out the house. The house would be sold.
People would be right outside stalking.
Oh yeah. The house would be sold, and then we'd obviously come pick up our stuff. House would be sold, and then you would never know where we're at that point. Now, being that we're on a podcast here, I don't think I'd leave this. I think if anything, I'd infuse a lot of resources to our shows. So I'll still be around. It's just that you won't. Maybe you might not know where I'm at unless there's a gate, a very large gate in front of it. It would be very easy. $400 million. A lot of people would be taken care of. I'll tell you that right now. A lot of people that are disenfranchised, people that really, really need support. I think one of my passions that I want to definitely be a part of, if I am fortunate to have that kind of resource, is I really want to make sure. Just like I think Christian Bale built in LA, he built a $20 million property where fostered kids can stay with their siblings.
Oh, that's really cool.
I think that is something that I would definitely would love to be a part of. Go give back to my alma mater, San Diego State. I can't thank them enough for what they've done for me in terms of the education, in terms of the time of my life around that time, the people that I met through the fraternity, through the school. Go back and give back to my high school. All those people did amazing work. My junior high. It would definitely be you all made this happen. And I had a little bit of luck in this situation, and now I'm trying to spread it out as much as I can. So that would be that was a great question. JY, thank you for that. That made me that was fun to do. Crap humans should not watch, let alone in elementary school. Hey, bro, let's watch this video. Yeah, it's all good, man. You're still good, Ralph. You're still a normal human being. You're good. The Rock was having GI issues, he said. What's GI?
Gastrointestinal?
He's had issues with a hernia. Joe, what would you rather have drink? What would you would rather have a drink with Vince McMahon? I would rather have a drink with Vince McMahon. Okay, here's my reasoning here. There's proof that Bill Cosby did what he did. There's alleged accusations by Vince McMahon, but I'm also not naive to say that I'm not suspect that Vince is. I don't think Vince is ever drugged, and yeah, you know what I mean. So
yeah, all the things that are said, right?
I'll give
in the Janelle Grant lawsuit.
Based off what I know, I would have a drink with Vince before I'd have a drink with Bill Cosby.
A lot of people had drinks with him the other day for his 80th birthday. Had a lot of former WWE friends over.
Yeah, the physical is the one thing. It's mental. Yeah, it's the mental part, guys. You can't let children see that stuff. It's subconscious. Ballmer just released the interview with Ramona Sheltonburn. Have you guys seen it? Yeah, I saw it. I was saying at the beginning of the show when we were talking about it, he looked like he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Who will take Alabama coaching job if he gets? We know that your aunt's hopefully future husband, Matthew, is an Alabama fan. He wants Dabo Swinney, and I think if Clemson continues to not do what Clemson should do, I think Dabo needs to go. I think that needs to be an option for Dabo to go back to Alabama. It would be very similar to the Roy Williams in Kansas for all those years, and then finally when Dean Smith retired and a few years went by, Roy returned home and obviously helped them win a few national titles. So that's what I'm hoping for Alabama's sake. I'm a Nick Saban guy, so I was not necessarily an Alabama fan. I was a Nick Saban guy, and I cheered for Alabama because of Nick Saban. But I do, in that those who do care about Alabama football, if Dabo can come home, I think that would be a good story, and I think he'd do a lot better over there than anyone else, especially anyone else around right now. Joe, I was in SD wearing a Dodger hat, and I got so much shit from it. I'm sorry, guys. I go around San Diego with a Dodger hat, Lakers shirt. I go to all these places. No one bothers me. I don't know. Sorry, guys. I don't know. I don't relate to it. No one bothers me. People leave me alone. I rarely get bothered.
They go ahead and usually when I'm wearing Lakers shirts, they'll usually come out and say, "Hey, Lakers fan, all right, yeah. How do you think we're doing?" I usually get in conversations with people when I'm wearing my Lakers shirts.
What's your ideal cheat meal? So let's say recently I've been on a regimen, and there's nothing probably better as a cheat meal than good chicken wings and pizza and a soda. It's almost like you're eating what I would imagine for a crackhead, just crack, because it's so bad for you. Everything I just said one is fried, the other has too much bread, and then of course refined sugar in the drink. It's the three worst things you can eat. But man, does the energy jump up and the metabolism jump up when you haven't been eating bad, and then you eat that. It actually helps in a lot of ways with your energy. So that's usually my ideal cheat meal. Joe, I had a 79-year-old personal training client. His last session last week, he is moving. He gave me a brand new Sopranos limited edition poker set. Is this worth money? Yes, it is. I will look at it when I see you in about.
I already did.
2 months.
It's on eBay. Is it signed or is it not signed? Because I'm looking on eBay right now, Joe. I sent him the link. They start at like 114, 130 as far as for sets without signing. But if you did get it signed by the cast, then and it's legit, you got to prove authenticity. Yeah, they're selling on eBay for about $1,000.
Thoughts on Amari Cooper quitting on the Raiders again? Heard he was overweight. I don't know. I haven't dug in yet. But Amari Cooper had an okay career. Should have been better, but I think it's time. I think his body and mind might not be all there. So, and playing in Vegas, unfortunately, might not be the best of ways to prolong your career, considering what's going on. And again, I like Pete Carroll. I think he'll get more out of this team, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, especially when your wide receiver retires right before your season.
Would Nick have the same? He may have had Drew Brees gone to Miami. If they had picked Drew Brees over Dante Culpepper when Drew Brees was a free agent, that he might have stayed. He might have been in Miami. He might have had his own Belichick regime in Miami with Drew Brees. And with that, I want to go tail into what Sports Baby just said. Great show, guys. Thank you. We are going to call it for an evening. Went a lot longer than I thought, but then it's always easy when you have good friends and good commentary from all walks of life, all over the globe. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here. Those who have subscribed, we had some subscribers during the show. Thank you for that. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being engaged in all the sports, because that's what we do here. And this will keep going the way it's going, and we're going to have more activity as the seasons all start to progress and start to get serious in the NBA and Major League Baseball playoffs, and as well as the NFL that started already. So with that, Gerald, thank you for being here tonight. Everyone in the chat, thank you for being here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone. And until next time, I will see you next time.